Hello, everybody. Welcome to Simpler Living PEI. My name is Tammy, if you haven't been here before, and it is officially week 1 of Pantry Challenge. So I'm actually recording this at the end so you have an idea. What I've done is I just kind of, did my best recording my first challenge. So this is what we've done. This is what we made, and we're starting on New Year's Eve. Just so you know, so you can see what we did and how we got this ball rolling. So go ahead and enjoy, and I'll see you at the end. So week 1 meal plan, terrible handwriting as I say there. The only thing that we changed is that we did not have leftovers on Saturday. But let's start with New Year's Eve. We made a little apple strudel. I was going to make like a cream cheese, apple strudel, and then do it in a ring like our pizza ring, but I really don't know why I didn't. These are just those crescent rolls. So you know the little crescent rolls you get in the can, so the adult version of a Jack in the Box that always scares you when they pop open? It works really, really well, is what I should say, if you're making a quick little cheater strudel. You literally just unroll it, pinch the edges together, put your favorite filling in, do your thing. I got new pastry brushes for Christmas. Oh, fabulous for the egg wash. And then we just sprinkled a little bit of turbinado sugar on top. Get that little bit of a crunch because, hey, strudel with crunch, seriously the way to go. And as you can tell, ta-da! It came out wonderful. We were so happy, and it tasted great. Now, I said pizza ring. We always make a pizza ring on New Year's Eve. We still, like I said, I think previously, no idea why. And I should have used 2 balls of pizza dough when I made the pizza ring this year. It wasn't quite big enough. Now, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. You guys don't need to see how long it took me to figure this thing out. But when we make the pizza rings, they're usually always meat-based. Freddie doesn't like veggies in his pizza, so no harm in making it meat just for me. I had some veggies with mine. Why not? But the pizza ring, I did also forget to take a picture of how it came out. Sorry about that. I can tell you though, it tasted really, really good. I only put a little bit of sauce inside when I make them. And then we just have a little dish of sauce. And of course I had to have some hot sauce with mine because I like spicy. Freddie's not a spicy guy. But to get back to the point, we just kind of make a little ring. We've done this with the crescent rolls like I did for the strudel in the past. We've done pizza dough. I put it in a bundt pan once. I'm not exactly sure why, but that one came out really, really good as well. Yep, so leftover pizza ingredients, make a little naan pizza for lunch. Use your leftovers. So Monday, I kind of recorded a lot more than any of the other days because I wanted to kind of show you that how easy it is to do a little sheet pan meal. So all I did is we took one of our little meatloaves that we had made during our freezer meal day, washed and cut up some nice red potatoes with leftovers, of course, because the next day we actually fried them up with some eggs and we had breakfast. And it just had some onion, garlic, parsley, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and some olive oil. And we roasted that alongside the meatloaf. They actually came out pretty good. I was really impressed. They didn't stick. I normally put parchment underneath the potatoes when I do them, but yeah, for some reason I didn't this time. I really don't understand why. And like I said, onion powder and garlic powder. I didn't use the fine powdery stuff. It's almost a granulated. Worked out great. Anyway, all ready to go in the oven. And we were done. We also had some green beans out of the freezer, so of course we're using the stuff from the garden, and the mint that I'm putting in with the green beans just to give it a little bit of flavor, they came also from the garden. So there's the complete. We had dinner, and of course it can't be a pantry challenge if you're not clearing your pantries. Pickles out of the pantry. Yep, celery and onions cooking, black beans that soaked all night, brown rice on the go, and some chicken stock. Black bean and rice soup. I gotta show off my brown rice, sweet and sour meatballs, peas and carrots. We're using the brown rice. Can you tell? It's canned food time. So I did go ahead and make the oatmeal and I added the leftover brown rice. It actually worked out pretty good. Now the way I followed the recipe, and I'll link it in before for you below, is you cook your oatmeal like you normally would, and you add the cup of cooked brown rice. And what it did is it actually softened up really, really well. And it actually, I was kind of impressed, and it gave me that extra fiber. It kept me full a lot longer than just plain old oatmeal. Now I do let my oatmeal cook a little bit longer than a lot of people, but the rhubarb, once we added it, now that's just stewed rhubarb, not a lot of sugar, and we added no extra sugar. It actually, I don't know, complemented, is that a good word? It complemented each other phenomenally well. So, but hey, rhubarb is tasty in almost anything anyway, and I still actually had leftovers for breakfast the next day, so that made me a happy chickie. Well, it is midweek. We are going to make this Mediterranean lemon chicken with barley. So let's get this dinner started. Alrighty, we have the pan warming up, almost there. We have our chicken. Now it said to coat the chicken in a tablespoon of flour, so we are. We have our carrots ready to go. And I read the ingredients. This is not a vegetarian mix. It does have some chicken fat in it, just so you know. It's made by Knorr, so the stock that they have, or the stock mix that they have in here, probably is the reason why. So, but the rest of the ingredients, you can read it all. This is a good thing. Barley, garlic, onion, salt, lemon, a tiny bit of sugar, some herbs and spice, some milk, and some chicken fat. So it is not vegan, it is not vegetarian, but it still looks good. Let's get this chicken in. All right, cook until done. Yeah, so like I said, I actually read that instructions 3 times, maybe more. It was actually pretty easy, but we don't do prepackaged meals very often anymore, so had to make sure I made it right. And it actually tasted pretty good. Even Fred liked it. Go figure. Breaking out the big guns. Time to use up the bread mix. Hard to see, but the yeast and everything in that bag. Alrighty, we'll let this mix in. And it has to mix for a few minutes until it's soft and elastic. Time to let it sit for 45 minutes. First shopping trip of challenge. Cat food and milk. Went into, oh, eyes are watering. Just breezy enough to make my eyes water. Went into Giant Tiger, and if you're in Canada, Giant Tiger's like an institution. Mostly because pet food and Giant Tiger are side by side. So many great sales going on. No food. I have enough at home. Okay, starting on the pork stew. This pork stew meat's a little fatty, so we're gonna render it for a little while, and we'll use all that good fat to thicken the stew. So we have turnips, carrots, and onions, and we'll add the green peas when it's almost ready for dinner. Pork stew's done. The bread, it didn't rise too much. It might have been too old, but it'll still work. But either way, freezer clean out and pantry, it is doing and going very well. Freezer meal tonight. Shells and sauce. One left. That'll be my midnight snack after work. Forgot to take a picture when it looked pretty. That's the microwave making noise. Pretty late tonight, but it is Saturday night, week 1. So now I know we didn't put a big dent, but that's okay. But this is what I'm having for dinner tonight. This is what is left of our potato casserole. We had to change it up a bit. Yeah, so Freddie brought me up a snack because I'm finally literally just getting dinner now. And so we actually had to make a cheese sauce with it. Now the tater tot casserole, the last time we did freezer meals, was great. But the tater tots I get all stirred in, right? It was a little bit weird. So we tried regular potatoes. Didn't work out so great. So I made a cheese sauce and I kind of stirred that in after it was mostly cooked. Perfect. So, well, I am camped out in my rocking chair. I have kitty company, hanging out by the wood stove a bit. It's a little chilly today, but that was the end of week 1. I didn't get into the dry goods as much as I wanted to, but there was a few things that were open that I wanted to use up. One being the ricotta cheese. Another was that open jar of rhubarb. What else did I want to use up? Oh yeah, that old bread mix, which just didn't come out, as you saw. It was definitely too old. It would have worked if I had put some of the yeast that I have in the fridge in it. It probably would have come out great. So those 2 little hamburger buns that I saved that I was going to use next week. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get those to rise somehow, but they're not going to be used for hamburger buns. We'll be using the hamburger buns that are in the freezer. But like I said, that's the end of week 1. Kind of just, get myself into this rhythm of let's use up what we have. We did that one shopping trip for the cat food and for the milk. And next couple of days, we'll be going to get some more milk because that's one of the things that we're doing. Kitty stuff, milk, and possibly any medications that might be needed. And yeah, there was just so many good sales. I'm glad I only went into Giant Tiger. Yes, seriously, because the Big W or the grocery store, I probably would have completely threw out my whole challenge right out the window. So week 2, I'm going to try and use a little bit more for the side dishes of our dried stuff. So possibly some lentils. We're going to make a quiche. So I could actually maybe put something from the dry goods in the quiche. I don't know. Can you put lentils in a quiche? I have no idea. Maybe I won't screw around with my quiche because I like my chicken cheese, frozen broccoli. You'll see all that. Maybe instead of using a frozen soup or a frozen freezer meal, I could actually make some soup too. Let's see what kind of trouble I can get into. So next week, I'm going to try and focus a little bit more, like I was just saying, on the dry goods in the pantry for our side dishes. So the rice, more rice. We have 5 kinds of rice in this house. Seriously, who has 5 kinds of rice? Apparently I do. In case you're wondering, we have jasmine, basmati, We have a little bit of arborio, which I showed you. We have the white rice and we have the brown rice. So if you know any really good rice recipes, send me a link. Leave me a comment, send me a link, okay? All right, that's it for this week. I will see you guys next week with week 2. And thanks for coming out. Thanks for coming with us on our Simpler Life on PEI. You guys have a fabulous day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.